The more time goes on, the less I believe that the Democrats are incompetent, and the more I believe that they just don't give a fuck about winning. That to them, it's totally meaningless if they win or they lose because they're going to get richer either way. And I've tried so hard to fight that desire to believe that that's the truth. And every election, every 2 years, it gets harder and harder for me to believe that they're just incompetent. Breaking story. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties, providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that keeps TikTok in the United States. Insane dick-sucking tweet after he's the one who started the whole ban talking. Oh. I mean, yeah, what a joke. It's a power play to make Trump look like a savior. I mean, 100%, yes. Yeah, good job, Dems. Great job giving him another layup. Yep. I might just stick with Red Note, TBH. I really don't want to use it after how much they're praising him. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Also, like, I could never get into TikTok, so, like, low-key, I would be down to just move to another platform. Low-key, just a little bit.
Officially banned here in the U.S.
And it's officially unbanned.
Social media app went dark.
I love the, well, we tried. Okay. We told them they could just sell it. Huh? Truth Social. I'm asking companies not to let TikTok stay dark. I will issue an executive order on Monday to extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. Order will also confirm there will be no liability for any company that helped keep TikTok from going dark by my order. Americans deserve to see our exciting inauguration on Monday, as well as other events and conversations. I would like the United States to have a 50% ownership position in a joint venture over TikTok. By doing this, we save TikTok, keep it in good hands, allow it to stay up. Sorry, he said say up, but I think he meant stay up. Without U.S. approval, there is no TikTok. With our approval, it is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe trillions. Therefore, my initial thought is a joint venture between the current owners and or new owners, whereby the U.S. gets 50% ownership in a joint venture set up between the U.S. and whichever purchase we so choose. State media. So we're getting state media. I thought we didn't like state-owned media. I thought we make fun of Russia and China for having state-owned media. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. State-owned media is fine if I say it's fine. Okay? I genuinely do wonder how much of, like, TikTok is back. For now, it's back. It'll probably get... I mean, I honestly think it's going to get reinstated permanently because I think that Red Note, jumping to the top of the App Store was not good. But I do also think that, like, both the people who proposed the ban and all of the legislators who enacted on attempting the ban recognized that people don't like to see their app, like, banned, their entertainment app. And it's a lot of people. The American Experiment season finale premieres tomorrow. So exciting. No, please. They don't want their treats taken away. Yeah. I think they're being sincere when they thought that ByteDance would sell. Oh, yeah. But I don't think that ByteDance will sell. Because why the fuck would they? $200 billion valuation is a good reason to sell. Yes, but TikTok exists outside of the US. I've seen this. It's pretty funny.
Is a major treat for 170 million Americans. If you take away this treat, people are going to get very mad. Everything falls apart if you don't have access to treats. Well, what am I doing this for? You took the last thing I had. I don't have health care. My health care is a for-profit and tied to my job that I hate. I sit around in traffic to get there all day, every day. The roads are filled with potholes. The world is seemingly on fire or underwater, sometimes at the same time. I don't have anything. The only thing I have is a relatively inexpensive television that I can buy year over year. You can't buy a house. You can't retire. The world is on fire. There's constant war all the time. Everything sucks. Dollar menu is gone. TikTok is a major...
Dollar menu is gone. I mean, just think about it reasonably for half a second, right? I don't know if people remember, but that CEO did get offed. I don't think that the people in power realize how stretched thin the average American is. Oh, let me get this straight. I have the privilege of showing up to my job where I get treated by customers like shit, and I get treated by my boss like shit. My healthcare is basically meaningless, because if I ever do have to go to the ER, it doesn't matter since I still have to pay thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands, even though I have insurance. I'm not supposed to buy anything outside ever because I need to save money for a retirement that will never come. So I get to feel guilty every time I get a coffee or lunch outside. And then I spend the 2 days off that I have cleaning my apartment or home, or in some instances, home that you will never be able to buy, so just apartment. And then on the weekdays, I get to go right back to work where I spend 2 hours in traffic or more, so I can come home and spend 2 hours enjoying myself before it's time to work again. Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff here. Excellent. Cool, 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 cool. Good stuff, good stuff.
You can't take away TikTok!
I would just like to say, the US is radicalizing people really quickly, okay? 2, these are all objectively hilarious to watch. We already know that all of our information is being sold to a million different countries. I don't give a fuck if TikTok is also using our data. American companies are already selling our data. Do you think people don't know this? Equifax, a company I never signed up for, is okay to have and misuse my data, but not TikTok. The cognitive dissonance you have to have as an American, that both you don't think that people who work in coffee shops or baristas deserve to be baristas as a career, but also you want your coffee. You want to be able to go to a coffee shop and buy coffee at your convenience. You can't want the service to be performed for you and also think that those people shouldn't be allowed to pick that as a career.
I remember a guy being like, like you're working in a coffee shop somewhere and, like you got to think like, that's not a career. You got to do that. And I remember talking to the guy and being like, so do you think no one should work in a coffee shop? And he was like, I wouldn't. And I was like, but I'm asking you, do you think coffee shops shouldn't exist? And he was like, no, I love coffee. And I was like, so you're bad.
Yeah.
Like, do you see? That you are saying it should exist, and if you want it to exist, you should want it to be that anyone who works there, because again, we're agreeing it's good and necessary.
Yeah.
Coffee shops are actually better than what you do. It's better to pour a cup of coffee than whatever fucking thing you do all day, right?
I've had someone I was door dashing to tell me to get a real job for asking if there was a tip. Like, you called me, fuckhead. Dude, I don't understand people who I don't get Americans who have someone come and deliver stuff to them and then don't tip. It's kind of insane.
That's a nice, cool thing to do that's good to do, is to make a good cup of coffee. So someone doing that should live in dignity and comfort and safety, right? We all think that is true. And the idea that he was like, no, it should exist and it should hurt and be bad to do it. I remember a guy being...
It's just bizarre to me. I don't get it. It's like, you want your little funny TikToks. You want to be able to scroll while you're taking a shit or fucking showing up at work, not working, based. Or, when your bitch wife is yapping. I get it. You want to watch your TikToks. But also what? You don't think it's a job? You're comment. Once you're at the point where you're commenting on TikTok, you clearly like that app too much. Okay? I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I've watched probably thousands of YouTube videos. I like YouTube. I like YouTube Shorts. Yes, sue me. I don't remember the last time I commented. I think the last time I commented when I was 14 on a Vocaloid video and said, "Wow, Kaido is so kawaii," or something like that. And that's the last time. And I was unemployed, okay? It was okay for me to do that. That was fine. And also a teenager. Okay? And also I was a teenager, Your Honor. Okay? I was allowed to like Hatsune Miku. If you're at the point where you're commenting on videos, you are not allowed to tell people to get a job. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. What? Huh? What? I'd be 80 and still like Miku, be better than him. Sorry, you're right, my bad. Sorry. My bad. What do you think of us typing in chat right now? I think it's based. You clearly like what you have and you want to enjoy it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't comment. I'm saying that I can't imagine liking something so much that I feel the need to interact and still think that those people shouldn't get paid. That's what I don't understand. What the fuck? The exact type of brain rot of like the dudes that are super anti OnlyFans. They're like, OnlyFans is ruining society. It's breaking homes. It's ruining women. It's ruining the dating marketplace. I'm addicted to porn because of OnlyFans. It's like, wait a minute. I'll just back up for a second. Let's go back. Let's go back like 10 steps on that. First of all, is there a woman in your home holding a gun to you, making you buy any of this stuff? Second of all, what was that last thing you said? Third, you clearly want to watch porn. Why are you mad that this service exists and makes money for the people that are making the porn for you? I don't understand. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. What the fuck is going on? Denims, I go to concerts and then I complain that the bands should not get paid. I'm like, what? I want to say one thing on like jobs, as content creation as a job. The reason that people don't like to call it a job is because it is, it can be very fun and it can be very satisfying and it can make a lot of money. But these are all like big maybes on all of the three fronts, right? And most people who are working everyday normie jobs, it usually doesn't fit that criteria or those three criterias, right? Most content creators are their own bosses, a lot of autonomy and freedom, so it's envy as well. I do think so as well, yeah. But like, anyone here who's ever tried to stream, I'm sure, or ever tried to keep a stream schedule, it's like kind of a double-edged sword on like being your own boss, because it obviously all the pros of being your own boss. It's great. You can show up late, you can show up early, you can take the day off. If there's an emergency, you don't have to worry about anything. You can just not be there. You can, streaming less so, but other platforms more so, like YouTube, you can actually hire a lot of the labor that you would have to do to somebody else. But also, and most content creators will tell you this, or anyone who's tried to maintain content, it's it's very hard to get yourself to, or can be very hard to get yourself to work, right? Because like, I'm so sorry, my voice keeps cracking. Also, less alienation from your work. Since being a content creator, you can be very creative, a good outlet for self-actualization. 100%. Yes. Expect to see you at 9 a.m. on sharp on Mold Mondays. Yeah. But like, there's also like, it's a double-edged sword because you also have to force yourself to just get up and do it yourself. Like, think about how hard it is to discipline yourself to fucking go to the gym. You have the free time to do it. For some of you, might even have the gym equipment at home. And think about how hard it is to just discipline yourself to do this thing that you want to do. Like, you have to be a little, I think, mentally ill. And I think you have to be a little bit insane. Like, you have to really, really, really like it to get yourself to constantly do it. It's right next door, caught. Stop calling me out, caught. You're making money though. I'd want to go live to make money. Sure, but that's also like, first of all, it's years of getting yourself to do this thing consistently with like a chat of no people or like making YouTube videos that get no views for a really long time, for an indefinite amount of time. You don't know how long it'll be, right? And that's the thing that can be very demoralizing, which is also why it's very demoralizing for a lot of people. And also, like, if you're not motivated to go live on your own, when you do make money, going live is gonna suck. Because then it's actually gonna be a job for real. Because you're gonna be like, oh, I'll just go. Well, obviously I can go live, it'll make me money, but you don't actually like doing the thing. So now it's an even bigger form of a chore for you. And like any content creator, like you can ask basically any content creator and they will tell you if you get into content just trying to make money, you're going to quit. And if you don't quit, you're going to quit after you start making money because you hate it. If you can't do it when you're not making money, you're not going to want to do it when you are making money. Rents do go live. Yeah. There's a lot of content creators also who like end up quitting streaming and go back to like normie work because they don't it takes the joy out of content creation when you have to do it to pay your fucking bills. And also every second you're not working, you feel guilty because you're like, "Oh god, I should be working. Oh god, I should be working. Oh god, I should be working." Which is just like the worst. It sucks. Chatters don't know about the negative incentives of content creation. You don't stream, you don't make money, line must go up or you fall off, etc., etc. Yeah. This is like, the month that I got banned, that was the first vacation that I had from streaming in 5 years. And I didn't pick to do that. What was the ban for? For saying I didn't like hummus. I didn't like Sabra hummus. In front of a Twitch panel with advertisers on it. And like the entire time I was like, I'm going to really like this vacation. And the entire time I was just stressed I would fall off. Like the entire time I was just like, I wish I could stream today. I'd wake up some days. Like the first week was fine. I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. The second week was not great. The third week was even worse. The fourth week was like the worst. I was like, this sucks. Oh my God, I actually hate this. Again, I'm not saying that it's not like a very privileged position to be in. 100% it is. And like, I am grateful every day that I get to do this and that I get to get on the internet and watch videos, which is insane. Like, 50% of me is certain that I'm in a coma. Because it's so absurd. Like this is so absurd. This is fake. Like it has to be fake, right? It's absurd. Oh yes, here's my chat of totally real people as I sit at my computer with a camera. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, sure. Then it was wake up to you. If this was your coma dream, how come you're so cringe? Got him. No, I'm cringe. I'm cringe in all of my dreams. Most of my dreams are nightmares where I'm just being cringe in front of someone else. I'm not joking, by the way, chat. I'm being totally honest. It's terrible. I don't recommend it. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, was I just cringe in front of Valkyrie? Was that real? I think it was just a dream. I think it was fine. Oh God, why did I think that would be cool? Ew. And it's just that all the time. It's not great. I don't.
Look at your hair.
Thanks. I will say, even on the days where I like feel the least motivated to stream, or I'm just like tired, or I didn't sleep enough, or I feel like there isn't enough content.
You know, chat is real denims. Your brain could never be this funny.
I have to leave now. Like I got owned so hard. Like what am I gonna say to that? Like that chat message, I'm not joking. That chat message reduced my certainty in the coma theory by at least 20%. Because I was like, wait, he's so right, actually. I am not
D&M Dankies, D&M Dankies, D&M Dankies.
Wait, like actually, it's in the coma theory is actually it's now at 10%. Okay, I'm keeping it as a possibility, just in case. But it's one of those things some content creators say as a joke, but a bunch of people, including some content creators, say it isn't a job. I love Kyle Klinsky. He's repeatedly said that what he does isn't a job. I don't know why he'd say some shit like that, but the awesome work that he's done. I mean, I think also like there are a lot of content creators who content comes really naturally for them. And they did get like a good amount of luck, or they always knew that they wanted to do it. And I think for those people, it really doesn't feel like a job at all. Like I think Kai Cenat, for example, has said basically the same. And I do think at a certain level of success where you know that like you're kind of like a business that's too big to fail, I think it really does stop feeling like work. Totally and entirely. I think until you're at that point, it kind of always will a little, because content is not necessarily something that you can do forever in the way that like you can do an office job forever. So you kind of need to do it for a short period of time and ideally build enough of a savings that when you want to retire, you can. Right? And until you get to that point, it kind of is always kind of a grind. And you kind of always need to keep grinding and keep growing. Also, when you are at a certain size, you can offshore a lot of the annoying labor to other people. Like smaller content creators, they don't necessarily have the funds to hire an entire team to make a backdrop for a set for a week-long subathon, right? But like Kai Cenat can. But yeah. Anywho. Moving on. I would like to think that, like, if you put your heart and soul into something and you make something that you're proud of, I would call that pretty darn close to a job. And it's definitely, content creation, I will say one thing, it's definitely way more fulfilling than all of the other labor I've ever done. Which, like, to be fair, almost all the labor I've done has been office work, and office work is not fulfilling. It was fun. I like office work, but, I, like, straight up, I stream on some days, not necessarily because I want to, but because I think about chat, and I think about people in offline chat being like, no denim stream today, feels bad, and that makes me so sad that I go live. I, like, guilt trip myself into streaming, because I'm like, I can't let them down. I can't. Yeah, TikTok is working again. TikTok is working again for everybody. They're holding off because they realized that their bluff didn't work. That they thought that they could force ByteDance to sell, and then ByteDance didn't fold. And now they don't know what to do. They really want ByteDance to sell. This is a funny reaction to have. And it is also hilarious that nothing the American government has done before this lost your trust, but them banning TikTok lost your trust. Like literally the meme of like, I can excuse racism, but banning TikTok is where I draw the line. Like, you what? What do you mean by that? TikTok is thanking Trump when you first get back on. Nice. Do you think we can gaslight Donald Trump into giving us universal health care? We can tell him that we'll call it Trump care or something. I honestly genuinely think that we can achieve a lot of things just by like Trump being kind of a wild card and just like doing some tricks on it for the greater good. A 19-year-old upset over the TikTok ban set fire to Representative Glenn Grothman's local office, authorities said. Oh.
We all condemn violence, hear people smile.
I do think that there is something a little funny about saying you lost my trust, US government, for banning TikTok. Objectively, that's hilarious, right? But also, man, isn't it sad? Just like you work really hard. And like, regardless, you can think content is not a job. You can think content creation is not a job. Imagine if you worked really hard and you like had and I've seen, okay, sorry. I have a lot of thoughts on the opinion on the topic. I will say personally, just in my personal circle, the people I see work the hardest are usually OnlyFans models. And I've seen what their workflow schedule looks like, and it is insane. It's insane. They are so diligent and they are so good about like keeping themselves consistent. Like they have their day-to-day schedule is totally planned out. And it was literally yesterday. I was hanging out with a friend and they were showing me their schedule, and they literally have like pages and pages that they make of like a calendar for like, okay, here's the day that I'm going to shoot this. Here's the day I'm going to schedule it. Here's where I'm going to post it. And then this day I'm going to do this thing. And then I'm going to do this thing. And then here's the time I'm setting aside to brainwashing or brainstorming. And here's what I'm setting aside here and here. And I'm like, I should wake up and go live. Fuck, man. Shit. Brainwashing. Ooh, you want to watch my porn so bad. But like seriously, it's like in depth on that shit, right? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. They motivate me to work harder and spend more time just working in general. JOI, but it has subliminal messaging. Oh God. But can you imagine, Chad, if that was you, if like you set aside like hours every week just to schedule what you're going to do that week, right? And you're like, I want to upload, let's say you're a TikToker in this person's example, and you're like, you want to sell, I don't know, man, just pick an item, whatever item you want to sell, chat, and you want to make a business off of it. You have to set aside time for researching. You have to set aside time for recording. You have to set aside time for editing, for posting schedules, for product testing, for diversification, for like creative new types of content, for algo chasing. Like you have to sit there and do all of these things, right? And you do this and you spend like 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours every single day or more. And you finally are able to make it work, right? And then like the platform gets banned. Fuck, man. I have a friend who gets hired to write funny things for other content creators. It's a lot of creative labor and a lot of effort and a lot of like, especially until you like make it as a content creator, because when you should hire that person. Shut the fuck up. Stop. Especially before you make it, okay? It's a lot of just trying things and not understanding what you're doing wrong. Does it mean the government will go after my Marvel rivals? They better not. They fucking better not. I mean, realistically speaking, they wouldn't, because gaming is just like such a small sector. TikTok is very accessible, so that's why they went after it, right? One more. Mike put this on my feed too. You can blame Mike for it. American influencers crying have full-blown meltdowns over the TikTok ban is so unserious. Losing your livelihood because a bunch of fascist genociders want to censor speech they can't control is a pretty good reason to be distressed. I mean, I do agree. I mean, like, just think about it if it was you, chat. Like, you spend, like, hundreds of hours or thousands of hours trying to, like, make it, and then it gets taken away from you off of bullshit. Spoiler alert, that's the real reason it's getting banned. Has nothing to do at all with security risks. And it has everything to do with the fact that we literally have confirmation, by the way. It has everything to do with the fact that people were getting informed about Israel and Palestine. And that you could easily go on TikTok and see videos, not even from people in Gaza, but IDF members talking about how excited they are to genocide. And there was I think it was like, not the Secretary of State. It wasn't, it was I think a conversation between Anthony Blinken and somebody else, and I'm blanking on their name, basically saying that a big part of the ban was because of the rising pro-Palestine sentiment. It was Romney, and that's why it got banned. because it's hard to control what the masses think when they can easily just go look for their information themselves. And they don't have to watch your garbage that you put on CNN or the garbage that you put on MSNBC. Shocker, I know. When you don't get to manufacture consent and people actually have to go and watch this content themselves and see what the fuck is happening in the occupied West Bank, or what's happening in Gaza, or what's happening in Israel, people's opinions tend to change a little bit.
And this sucks.
These people got to be fake crying? No, they're not. The people whose job it was? No. Personally, I just want to say, I thank TikTok every day for Lolo posting this.
Good people of Arrakis, it's me, Shia Lude, your beloved sandworm of the desert. Many people are saying Paul Atreides, little Paul Atreides, I call him Pesky Paul. He's Al-Mahdi, people are calling him Lisan Al-Gaib. Pesky Paul's calling himself Muad'Dib. He said, Muad'Dib, I'm a little desert mouse. Just a humble little desert mouse. And he is very tiny, I saw him. I could crush him easily. Folks, you can't trust Pesky Paul. He's got the Bene Gesserit. Nasty women. Nasty women. Those Bene Gesserit trying to control the outcome of events. He's going around the desert. He's going to the south of the southern border. He's bringing up religious fanatics from the south. He's trying to wage a holy war in the whole universe. Now the Harkonnens, we don't like the Harkonnens, folks. They're terrible. They're terrible. They gave us a bad deal, but I can get a better deal from the Harkonnens. What can I say? They want our spice. It's the most precious substance in the universe. We're going to get a better deal. We're going to make Arrakis great again. It's going to be an amazing time. We're going to have paradise here in Arrakis, not because of Pesky Paul, but because of your old friend Shia Lude.
I love this. I love this TikTok so much. Shia Lude. Nasty women. Nasty women. Put on a shirt, you whore.
Million Americans. It's infinitely more popular than Congress. It's more popular than most things in this country. It's more popular than voting. It would be far too difficult for our incompetent Congress to fully successfully ban this application with 7 million small businesses on it. So here we are, the Democratic Party's incompetence once again in full display, giving Donald Trump, the man who wanted to initially ban TikTok, the full credit on a massive billboard with 170 million people, giving him the credit that he's actually now saving TikTok. Coming right on the heels of a ceasefire in Gaza as well that for 15 months Joe Biden simply could not accomplish. This be a warning though. As America's power diminishes on the global stage, they are going to become more censorious. Free speech never really truly existed. Obviously, look at the Red Scare. Look at what they did to black activists. Look at what they did to, BDS. But now it's going to get worse.
The Democrats only have one speed, and that one speed is being as evil and incompetent as possible. It's like in their mission statement to give as many W's as they can to conservatives at this point. They're unwittingly controlled opposition at this point. I mean, I think it's all pretty purposeful, right? I think it's pretty damn fucking purposefully done. CEO of oh my God. CEO of TikTok thanking Trump in his goodbye message and having this in his repost. Don't worry, guys. You'll have that app again in a few days. LOL. I mean, also, why wouldn't every single company do exactly what Meta is doing right now, right? So for anyone who missed it, we didn't get a chance to really talk about it that much, but Meta went on this huge pro-Trump crusade. Charlie Kirk in his feed, yeah. He went on a huge anti-woke crusade. They removed their terms and service, I think, violations against people who are queer. They've gone really right-wing, and they're he's schnobbing, he's slobbing on Trump's knob. He really, really, really wants to get in Trump's good graces. So he's doing everything he can. Why? Because the Democrats won't do anything, even the things they say they're going to do. Trump will do anything you want him to if you give him enough money and praise. Is it a shock then that corporations would just go, corporations, people, anyone really, would just put themselves in the Trump if they know they're gonna get what they're promised. Meta fired the fact team. They replace it with AI.
Okay, we're here in Greenland with Don Jr.
Everyone wants to be on TikTok.
What do you guys think of America? Great. Love America, and you love Trump?
Yes, of course.
The youth of Greenland, Don.
We're hearing a lot of it, guys. We're hearing a lot of it.
And you guys all watch TikTok, right?
Of course. I'll follow you.
Oh, thank you. It's live from Greenland.
Good to see it. 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 All right. Okay. Is Greenland the country that Trump said he wants to take? Yes. I'm Danish. Denmark is only talking about self-determination to Greenland so US can take it, IMO. Nobody in Greenland gives a fuck about this place, LMAO? Yes. There's a 0% chance Greenland gets sold? Yes. Correct. All of that is absolutely correct. I have to say the most absurd claim Trump has made recently is changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Like, I have no words. Just none. Yeah. Nearly 30K likes in half an hour is crazy. Democrats gave the unimaginable W to Trump by pulling this insanely incompetent and unpopular decision. I can't believe Trump, who wanted to ban TikTok initially, is now getting the most expensive free ad by being credited as its savior to 170 million Americans. Masterclass. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the US. You can continue to create, share, and discover all the things you love on TikTok. The Democrats might win, though, if they try to win, guys. The thing is, did you guys consider that? If they try to win an election, they might actually win an election. And that's not good for anyone. How much do you want to bet that the messages and the lockout of the app were part of the Trump deal? I believe it. Yes, 100%. But I also believe that they would have done it without being asked for it. Because, like, again, look at what Zuckerberg is doing to Meta. He's making it this anti-woke, anti-LGBTQ, anti-trans, and he's like fucking blowing bubbles on Trump's cock because he realizes how not in favor he is with Trump. I believe that TikTok would do this because they know that Trump is a fucking egotistical maniac, and this is all they have to do to get Trump to not ban the platform. That he will try his best to not ban it as long as they get to suck him off a little bit. Everyone's lining up to kiss the ring. Yep. And also Trump is just easy to manipulate. You just have to appeal to his ego. If you literally appeal to his ego, he'll just do whatever you want. So why the fuck wouldn't they do this of their own volition? But Dems, they're being the grown-ups in the room and they're making the hard choices. The Democrats are the competent ones. Like, okay, I will end the stream with this. All right, chat. And I don't know if this is the right message to end the stream on, but this is how I feel. So that's what I'm going to say. All right. Guinea Pig, thank you for the prime. Thank you. Billy Mays, thank you for the 2 months. The more time goes on, the less I believe that the Democrats are incompetent, and the more I believe that they just don't give a fuck about winning. That to them, it's totally meaningless if they win or they lose because they're going to get richer either way. And I've tried so hard to fight that desire to believe that that's the truth. And every election, every 2 years, it gets harder and harder for me to believe that they're just incompetent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tremendous opportunity here. Denims on Twitch is the best, believe me. Top of the line. Nobody does it better than Denims. Nobody. And let me tell you, you're going to love it. It's fantastic. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's going to be huge, I tell you. Subscribe to Denims on Twitch. Won't regret it, folks. Thank you very much appreciated.